Hey guys, this is Stephanie and I'm Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Today I'm coming to you with a massively huge March book haul. Basically, I got onto Book Outlet and they had a bunch of Agatha Christie books for like $2.19. Who can say no to that? And they had a bunch of other books too, and I might have bought 2 huge boxes of Book Outlet books. And then I got some books from the Amazon because I had a little bit of a sad day and decided retail therapy was the way to go. It's not, but it is. But it's not, but it is. And then I also got some Bookish candles as well, which I'm going to show you guys all of this stuff. And I'm probably not going to go into too much description with a lot of these books because I don't want this video to be crazy long. And I don't have a ton of time to film because I'm home over my lunch break because I just don't have time to film this month, which is good that I already filmed all my April videos. So we'll get going. I'm going to start with the books that I've already unboxed that were from Amazon, which I bought other things with them. That's why I unboxed them. But I think I got these in 2 Amazon orders in March, and because I went over my 5-book limit and I know I'll be in book jail for the entire month of April and possibly the rest of my life, I decided to go ahead and go crazy and get 2 big boxes, which come to right here. You can almost see it, of books from Book Outlet 2. So let's get this started. First one I did get was Seconds, and this is by Brian Lee O'Malley, and I loved this. I read it in January? I read it this year, and I really liked it. It is the same guy who did Scott Pilgrim books, which I got those too. Now you'll notice the first one is missing with this nice little slightly cheap papery cover thing. The first one's missing because I'm reading it and it is in my book bag and I was way too lazy to go all the way upstairs and get it. So I got both of these and I'm just starting these and I loved this, so I'm excited to have more to add to my graphic novel collection. Then I got another 2 graphic novels. I got Wires and Nerves, the first one, which I have read. Then I got the second one, but my nieces came over and stole it over the weekend while I was gone. Those thieves. But I got that one too, and I haven't actually read that one yet, so I do want to get it back because I want to read it because I really liked the first one and I want to know what's going to happen. This is by Marissa Meyer. I also got a book that I have been wanting to get for years and actually missed the 25th anniversary edition of it because I waited too long to buy it. So instead I just got a nice hardback version of Number of the Stars by Lois Lowry. This is the gal who wrote The Giver. She wrote this before The Giver though. And this is a book, I think it was written in 89, and I think I read it right when it came out. It was a Newbery Award winner, so we had a bunch of copies at my school when I was in like 3rd, 4th grade, whatever. And so I read it and loved it, and then I told my mom about it, and she taught 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, just depending on the year, for 28 years. So then she would take this and read it to her kids, which was great because she stole my copy. But that just means I get a better copy. I also got the Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus by Dusty Bowling. This is the one that Rita Book said was one of her best reads of last year, and it's a middle grade book, and I definitely wanted to read it, but the library wasn't getting it, and I really want to read it. And it actually is it's a shorter book, and it's a pretty easy read, as you see, but the cover, like the hardback cover, it's a cactus. I think it's so cute. I absolutely love it. So I do want to get to this at some point this year. I also got a beautiful copy of Princess Bride. This is by William Goldman. And not only is it a beautiful copy, it's a beautiful copy with pictures. I love pictures in books. This is a book that I've been wanting to read for a few years. Of course, I love the movie, could practically recite it. So I thought it's time that I read the book. Now, I've been told by a lot of people the book's just not as good as the movie, and I've decided that I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna expect it to be as good as the movie. I'm just gonna like it for what it is. And I also got the nice floppy versions of Name of the Wind and A Wise Man's Fear, both by Patrick Rothfuss. And I got these because I was actually at Barnes & Noble. I had a coupon there for an extra 25% off. And even with the extra, it was cheaper to get it on Amazon, so I did. I kind of want to get the 10th anniversary edition of this one, but pretty soon we're going to have a 10th anniversary of this one too, and then I'm going to want to get both of them. I'll probably get it eventually, but I really enjoyed these books, so I'm glad I have a nice floppy cover. And these are like my favorite kind of books. Like, you see this? This is like my favorite kind of book. I wish every book came in the big floppy version of these, but they don't. But I have these, so I'm pretty happy for now. And of course, I got 2 Agatha Christie books because when don't I? I got Parker Payne Investigates, a Parker Payne collection, and then I got Sparkling Cyanide, which I read also earlier this year. These I haven't read yet, but somebody in my comments said you should try the Parker Paynes. I think there's this collection and then there's like maybe 4 other ones, and like it's not a very long series that she wrote. So I'm gonna go with these because, you know, I love these. On to the boxes. I literally have this stacked 3 high on a stool. May not be the best idea. Okay, I kind of opened this one already. All right, so these are from Sense and Sensibility Candle Company, and I got them in these pretty boxes, partially because it will save you money to get these in these boxes, and partially, I got 2 of them too. Because I think the boxes are beautiful. You know what's funny is I have a blanket upstairs that is the same pattern. I don't know how I did that. Okay, I'm gonna move this. I think it's precarious. Okay, so the first one was a box and I got all 4 of these candles for myself. Ooh, I got a nice note. And it is Read a Book. I can link her Etsy shop and her channel down below. She doesn't post as much anymore on her booktube channel, but she's busy because she has this and other things going on. And 2 other gals who I don't think I know. Ooh, now they wrap them all. It's so cute. I am going to unwrap them so you guys can see the scents that I got. Oh, I'm so excited about these. Now, I'm going to keep the box and I'll probably reuse it for something. But the 4 candles in this one is Butterbeer, which I have this one. This is Lizzie's Garden, same company, but it's the small version. It's the first one I got. And then they started offering the bigger ones. And the Butterbeer was, I think I got like 4 at that point. That's the only one that's left. Butterbeer was my favorite one. It really smells like butterbeer. Like, oh, like the stuff you get down in like Universal Studios and stuff like that. I love this candle. It is my favorite. I have another one I'm burning right now, so I'll probably burn this later. I actually like to burn it while I'm doing puzzles. The next one I got was Captain Hook, Peppercorn, Sea Salt, and Good Form. Ooh. Oh, I like that. It's kind of a dude smell. Like, smells like a musty dude, but I do like it. It's actually one I'd probably burn upstairs, like in the house. This one is Peter Pan, Leaves, Underground Hideout, and Mischief. If you ever want to know what Mischief smells like, actually it smells really good. It's not completely outdoorsy. It's like outdoorsy with a touch of sweet, which I like. And then the last one I have is The Little Mermaid, which is Sea Salt, Orchid, Ocean Mist, and Driftwood. Ooh, it's like a little flowery, but kind of an ocean side, and it has sparkles. And again, this is the smart person sparkles. These are the sparkles that don't come up when I sniff them because, well, people like me need things like that to be explained to them. Now the second box, it has a stamp on it because I told her it was a gift, which it is a gift, but it's a gift for different people. So I might actually use the box to gift the rest of the present, but they're not all for the same person, but that's okay. I'm going to unwrap these as well so you can see what they look like and I can tell you what they smell like. And I'm glad that they packed them like this and they packed them so well because actually the box that she sent, apparently the postal system didn't like it because they like kicked the crap out of the box and it was dented and I was afraid one of the candles would be broken, but they are all in perfect shape. So good packing, girls. So for my friend, I did get a Butterbeer, which I don't need to smell because I already did that. I got a Tea Time, which is white tea berries and thyme and rose. And ooh, it does. It smells like, I smell the rose and the tea. It smells really good. And that one's a little sparkly too. And then I got 2 princess ones. I got a Cinderella, which is honey vanilla, and clean linens, which actually smells like clean linens with a little sweet to it. So I think I like that one. And then the Snow White one is apple, clover, redwood, and cedar. Oh, I should have gotten this for myself. It smells super good. I love apple scented candles. So again, I will link her Etsy down below. She's a booktuber that has a candle shop. I think there are a few other ones out there too, like Bookie Box, but they were not expensive. And if you get them in the box, you actually get a little bit of a price break. So that would be how I would advise getting them. I will probably do that again, but it's gonna take me a little bit of time to get through all the candles that I did buy for myself. All right, back to the books. So I have my handy dandy pocket knife here. And let's see what we have. We have a receipt, which is not important. Customary paper. And a lot of books that I kind of forgot I got. Okay, so the first one is super cute, and apparently it was 30% off at Target because they were nice enough to put a sticker on my book. It is Goodnight Darth Vader, and actually this was one that was only a few dollars too, so I bought it kind of as a baby gift for a friend. I'm sure a friend will have a baby that likes Star Wars. And then I got this one. It is called Fairest of All, A Tale of the Wicked Queen by nobody. Oh, by Serena Valentino. And I like retelling, so I think I'd like it. And I actually saw this at Barnes & Noble. And I was like, yeah, I want to get that. So basically, it's going to be a retelling. I think it's a series. I think there's like 3 or 4 in the series. So I should probably try and read the other ones too. I also got The Time Machine by H.G. Wells because I read this a couple months ago and I liked it, but I didn't own it. So now I do. I got The Cure for the Common Universe by Christian McKay Heidecker. I guess, I don't know. I heard about it somewhere. It might have been on Jesse the Reader's channel. I don't remember. Basically, there's a kid that is addicted to video games and he has to go into like a video game rehab type thing. It sounded pretty funny. I did get it from the library with the intention of starting it, and then I never did. So there you go. What else do we have in here? Ooh, The Pearl Thief by Elizabeth Wein. I read Codename Verity by her, and this I think it's set in the 20s. I don't know. I don't really know when it's set or much about it at all. I do know it's by the same author. I liked the writing, so I'm fine with reading this. I also got Shadowcaster, Shadowed Realms novel. This is the second one. I have the first one, and I'm going to start reading the Cinda Williams books hopefully in the next few months because I've been really excited about them. They're the Story's favorite book series, and I just need to get on that wagon. This is the second book in the series by Cinda Williams Chima. I think the third book, I don't know if, I doubt it's the last book, but the third book's coming out. Either just came out or it's about to come out. Something like that. And I got a graphic novel collection of 3 graphic novels. You can kind of see them there. The Graveyard Book, Fortunately, The Milk, and Coraline. So, and these are all by Neil Gaiman. I'm not 100% sure what they're about, but I know they're graphic novels, and I've been wanting to get more graphic novels, so hooray. Then I also got a really nice copy of Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. I have a couple copies of it, but like none with a cover, and that aren't mass market paperbacks, so I'm excited to own this. It is one of my favorite books. I've read it a ton. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I do. Now, these next 2 books I got, but I was super hesitant to get them, but they were really cheap, like $3 kind of cheap, and so I did get them. But again, I was hesitant because I haven't even started either of these series yet. I'm getting the most recent book in both these series. Yeah, it's a problem. That would be A Court of Wing and Ruin and Tower of Dawn, both by Sarah J. Maas. I am nervous to start reading her stuff in it as well because I know that people have complained that there are like sex scenes and stuff in these books, and I don't like that in books. But other people have assured me she may have them in here, but they're worth reading through or maybe skipping over to get the rest of the plot in the book because the whole thing is good. And so I will give it a shot. Don't ask me why. I bought them. I just did. Oh, I'm excited. I might start reading this one right away. I gotta get all these stickers off this book. I have never had so many stickers on their books. I mean, that's probably why they were cheap, is because they're considered scratch and dent when they have a sticker on them. But I just need to sit down and get the stickers off. This is The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. And this is a book, and I can't remember who, but somebody told me it was the best book they read last year. So I was interested in getting it for my library, and they didn't have it. And I was like, ugh, so I went ahead and got it for a few bucks on Book Outlet. So another downside to Book Outlet is that sometimes you may order something, and then between the time you clicked, yes, this was my order, and you put your credit card in, the book might disappear from your cart, which apparently it did, because I double checked the receipt and I double checked my email confirmation order, and the books did disappear, which is too bad because I was excited about starting this series. Queen's Thief novels by Megan Whalen Turner. And this one is Thick as Thieves, and then this one is The Conspiracy of Kings. And this is one I've heard about from Reagan, and she just loved this book series. And I think it's 5 books, and I had ordered the first 2 and the first 3 and the last one, and 2 of them disappeared out of my cart. So I'm guessing that they just got purchased between that small window. They might have been one of the ones that just had 1 left, because I think these are the 5th one and the 3rd one, though I don't see anywhere on here them listing them. Okay, so the first one is The Thief, The Queen of Atolia, The King of Atolia, Conspiracy of Kings, and Thick as Thieves. So I got the last 2, and I was supposed to get the first 2 as well, but I didn't. I also thought this would be in hardback, so that's kind of a downer. But if I like the series, I'll probably try and get it all in hardback eventually. I don't know exactly what it's about, but I know it's like epic, and that's good enough for me. And then of course I got myself some Agatha Christie's because I want this stack to be complete, which it already is pretty tall, but she wrote around 93 books, I believe, in her lifetime, and I kind of want them all because I kind of love her. So I decided I would go ahead and collect the Herc Poirot's, even though I'm not a huge fan, because I know I'll read them eventually. So I got one Miss Marple, which is the Caribbean Mystery, and then I got 5 Herc Poirot's. I got Lord Edward Dies, Murder on the Orient Express. I have this one. This is just a nicer version. Cards on the Table, Poirot Investigations, and The Big Four. So we're almost done. We have one more box here to open up. Now maybe a few of the books I thought was in the first box or in the second box. I don't know. Yet another receipt that is really not necessary. So the first thing I got was a kid book because I love kid books, and it's called The Dog Wearing Shoes. And there's a dog with yellow shoes, and I love dogs. So I'm kind of excited about this book. I'll probably take it over to my sister's and read it to her kids or something. And then I got a series that would be a bit of a cover buy. I saw the front cover and then I read the synopsis and I liked it. It's called The Goose Girl, and this one actually, the back cover is kind of torn, if you can see that. I'll probably tape it up, but it was only $1.10, so I can't complain too much. And saying all the books were so cheap, I actually did get the second book, which is Enna Burning, and then The River of Secrets and Forest Born. I think that's the right order. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a series that sounded interesting, and it's definitely kind of a YA series as well. And the covers, they are beautiful. So I'm probably going to give these a shot some point, maybe the end of the summer. I'm usually end of the summers when I'm in the mood to read like more YA, middle grade, take a chance on a book, things like that. Now I also got Curious Case of Benjamin Button by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is a super short book, so I kind of want to do this for a readathon. It's like 55 pages. I am pretty sure I read this in high school because I used to really like F. Scott Fitzgerald. Like after I read Great Gatsby and I thought I was all smart and intellectual. I really wasn't. Still not. Liked it. Should reread it. I also got a better copy of Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. This is another one that I read in high school. And the copy I have is like the white copy with just like the words on it. And it's kind of boring, kind of ugly. This one's much better. And I actually have a goal to start reading the Gail Carriger series, The Parasol Protectorate, because I have quite a few booktuber friends that have told me it is an excellent series and it's underrated and I need to read it. And I have it, but I haven't started it. But then I saw her next series, which has Prudence and Imprudence, the first 2 books of another series. And I got them because, again, they're pretty. Girls in dresses, I have a problem. But more so, I like steampunk books. I think they're fun, they're different, they're outside the box. And so I got these because I'm pretty sure I will like The Parasol Protectorate, and I'm pretty sure I would like these. And another book I got that I have read before, I guess this isn't so bad. I've read a lot of these books before and I'm just buying them because I'd like to own them, is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betsy Smith. I actually think this might have been required reading in 8th grade. I don't remember now, but I remember liking it. It kind of takes place in the early 1900s, well, in Brooklyn. I don't remember a ton about this book, quite honestly, but I remember liking it. I remember thinking it was great, and it's kind of what started me into enjoying historical fiction. I'm going to New York in July, so I kind of think I want to reread this before I go. I forgot I got Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. Yet another sticker. Come on, guys. This is probably one of my absolute favorite audiobooks, if not my favorite audiobook. I love it. It's hilarious. I've listened to it numerous times, but I can never look at the pictures with the PDF because I didn't buy a PDF when I bought the audiobook. I just bought the audio files. So now I can look at the pictures and I can laugh at her silly haircuts and everything like that. I'm actually really excited to own this book. Now I also got Sourdough by Robin Sloan, and this is, ooh, it's really light colored. There you go. This is another one that Reagan over Peru's Project read last year and absolutely loved, and it was super cheap on Book Outlet. I think it was like $2.30 or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And it sounded like quirky, weird, interesting, and I tend to like quirky, weird, interesting. I like things that are different, I think. So I am excited to get this one read. It is probably going to go straight onto my TBR shelf, quite honestly. Actually, a lot of these books are probably going to go on my TBR shelf, so it's going to grow. I also got Black Widow Forever read by Margaret Stahl, and I kind of thought this was going to be a graphic novel, and it's not. Little disappointment there, but I do like Black Widow. Actually, I'm not crazy about her in the movies because that's not really who she is and like in the comic books and stuff. So I think this might be a little more onto the comic book. It's one I will read eventually. Oh, I forgot about this one. I also got Night by Eli Wessel, and they put a nice sticker over the title so you can't see it. Very nice. And it's Heather's Pick Thanks, Heather, for putting your sticker over the title. There's all these other areas on the book you could have put it. You had to put it over the title. You're kind of a bad person. I don't really believe you love books. I'm just saying. This is a book about a guy who, I think he escaped a concentration camp, I think, during World War II. Either that or his whole family was sent and he wasn't. I don't know exactly. It's, again, not a big one, but it is one that I heard about a few years ago. I might have even heard about it before BookTube, and I have been itching to read it ever since. I want to read this book. It's going to be great. There's another book that I think it's going to be, I think it already is a TV show. It's already a TV show. And I was scrolling through Hulu and I was like, this kind of looks good. I think I want to watch it. And then I'd heard that it was based on a book, so I decided I was going to read the book first. And that would be Big Little Lies by Lane Moriarty. Now, I know this is the movie poster cover. I actually had put the other one in my cart and then it had disappeared before I could check out. So I added this one. I thought, like, all these books were like $2 and $3. They were so cheap. I was like, okay. And then there was another Lane Moriarty called Three Wishes, which I know nothing about, but if she's so good with this, I have a feeling I might like this one. I am excited to read these books. I can see the bottom of the box. We're getting there. The next one is called Finding Frasier, a novel by C.K. Dyer. Now, this one is not what I would normally buy. It's kind of a chick lit book, but I gotta tell you, every once in a while, I do like a good chick lit. I like a book about a girl who loves a guy and has low self-esteem or whatever, and then there's the chase, and then there's the happy ending. Sometimes I like a book to be predictable, and sometimes I like to know what I'm gonna have at the end of this book. I do need that sometimes, usually after I get done reading a serious book or a sad book or things like that. That's when I need something like this. I remember reading the synopsis and really liking it, and basically it's a girl who has read the Outlander books, which I read the Outlander books, and she is in love with one of the characters and decides she's gonna go to Scotland and, you know, see how things go. So it is definitely chick lit. It's probably one I'm not gonna put in my TBR, but I'm just gonna pick up one day when I'm like, I need something kind of dumb that I know how it's gonna end. It's probably what I'm going to read. And it's probably not dumb. Next, I have Tigers in Red Weather. Yeah, Tigers in Red Weather by Lisa Klausman, with a nice ill-placed sticker yet again. The cover caught my eye. It looked so beautiful. And then I read it, and it is historically fictional. It's about some sisters that kind of are in higher society in the 40s, post-war, and then they get married, and it's kind of what life is like when they're married and how strong that bond of sisterhood is. So even in marriage and moving away from each other, they're still as close as ever. And so it's kind of a sister story, kind of historical fiction story, and I think I would definitely enjoy this. All right, my next one is Roar by Kara Carmack. I heard a ton about this like a year ago, and I really wanted to read it, and now I think there's a sequel coming out. Most people have liked this. I think I've heard of one or two people that were like, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but that's what happens when you hype books. I'm trying to lower my expectations, by the way, on all books and not let the hype get to me, but I'm excited to read this one, not just because it's a girl with a pretty dress. No, I think it sounded interesting. And I also have Avenged by Amy Tintera. This is the sequel to Ruined, and I don't know if it's just a 2-book series or if there's more, but I started Ruined probably like, oh my stars, maybe a year ago, and I liked it, and then I set it down. I think I had another book come in from the library and I was like, oh, I have to hurry and read that one. And I don't know why I set it down. Like, I was seriously enjoying it. So I got the sequel. Hopefully having the sequel will make me pick it back up. And I also got the sequel to The Diabolic, The Empress by C.J. Kincaid. Now, The Diabolic is one, I'm pushing this box off, that is on my TBR. It is one that I want to read. It is one that I've heard really great things about. It sounds super interesting and sci-fi and adventuresome. I just haven't picked it up, but I haven't had numerous people also tell me that you want to read the next one as soon as the first one. So now I have the next one, but I imagine this one's going to be cliffhanger too. Who knows? The last 2 books I got, I am super excited. They only had one of each left over. And this is what made me close my cart and purchase right away, was The Sudden Appearance of Hope and The End of the Day, both by Claire North. Now, Claire North is an author. I think I've only read one of her books, but I enjoyed it so much. I was like, I think I would enjoy everything she read. And it was years ago that I read it. But I feel like these books really haven't been talked about too much on BookTube, which makes me a little sad because I think they're going to be good. I haven't read them yet. Basically, Sudden Appearance of Hope is about a girl who, the older she gets, the more quickly people forget about her. So like, she can leave the room and you forget everything you ever knew about her, forget you met her, anything like that. and how she deals with this. If I were like that, I'd probably be a thief. I kid you not. I would like go rob banks, be a terrible person. I probably wouldn't, but I'd be tempted to. And this one is The End of the Day by Claire North. And I'm pretty sure it's kind of like a death comes visiting kind of thing, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know I like her writing, so I am good with buying her books. All right, you guys, that is it. That it was an obscene amount of books, which I'm actually going to count for you. Okay, guys, that was 60 books, which is really not good. Which is really not good. So now that I'm thoroughly in book jail, I will be spending my next few months trying to good deeds my way out of book jail. So beginning of May, you can be expecting a nice book jail April wrap up, where hopefully I can make some progress on how to get out of book jail. But I gotta tell ya, I am pretty smug about my landing there. I definitely made it worth my while. So that part's good. The bad part is I will not be buying any books this summer, I have a feeling. I'll have to talk my husband into buying them, which I don't think he'll do. He constantly says to me, you have so many books that are unread. Why don't you just read those? Which I know is logical and responsible, and he is wonderful. But sometimes I don't want to be logical or responsible. I just want to buy all the books. I know he's right. I just don't want to hear it. So that is it. That is my incredibly huge, obnoxious book haul. Please feel free to comment down below if you've read any of these books. I actually think looking at them, I've read a good quarter of these books, which is great. So I'm not totally buying books that I don't know about. And I would say at least half of them, not including that quarter, are books that I know what they're about and I want to read them. Only a quarter of them are books that I'm like, this is pretty. This sounds kind of nice. I think I'll read this. But again, comment down below. Let me know if you've read any of these books, your thoughts on these books. And maybe let me know what book I should start reading in May. Let's do that. Comment down below on which one of these books I should pick up in May. I will do my best to pick that one up in May and then tell you all about it in June, because I will not be buying any more books for a while. I'm so sorry, guys. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Also, go check out my other videos going on this month with the Spring to It Video-a-thon and all of my co-hosts. Those are fun and silly. And if you're watching the right video, I got kind of punchy during some of them, so I might be a little, you know, odd. But what's new there? I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. This is dangerous. Nobody told me booktubing was dangerous. Ugh.